Hey everyone, this is James. It's April 13th, about almost 7:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and this is the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin, BTC, USD on the Bitfinex exchange. First of all, this is not investment advice. Second of all, I just talk about the overall trend. We are currently in a downtrend. We have a series of lower highs and a series of lower lows. So I've told this in my prior videos, will we go under 6,000? And I'll explain my logical process behind that reasoning, okay? So we see the older negative line set right here, all right? We've broken out of that negative line set. We then created a new negative line set right here. This is how I just framed the price action in between buyers and sellers. And we see that we broke that. We are now retesting that area. So the reasoning behind on why I think that we still have a chance of breaking out the 6,000 bottom, right? I don't want to necessarily live in this bear camp. I would rather talk about a market that is going up, especially since I know people personally that are stuck in higher positions that bought into Bitcoin a long time ago when the frenzy happened. And a lot of these people put a lot of money in, right? The last thing I want to do is talk about a market going down. But let's just start off with a couple things that we see here. We do see a change in the negative frequency like so, which is good because now we're forming the quarter of a rounded bottom. If we can form the other quarter, we can obviously see what we have here, a bottom. A bottom, especially a rounded bottom, can either be a continuation of the pattern or it can be a change in direction, right? So what I think would happen is if we do create a higher high and higher low, higher high above 9,200, higher low above 64.25, then we will establish that other side, and I do think that will be the overall change in Bitcoin. The change that everybody's looking for. The change that's going to not only take out this area, this 12,000 area, but it'll just move up the line. It'll take out, slowly back up the line to rival this top up here at 20,000. So when I talk about the chance of price breaking below 6,000 is not because I'm some bear that wants the demise of the market to occur. I'm going to explain to you right now on why. So what we have is a series of patterns that have occurred in Bitcoin. Now, I don't necessarily want to break down every single pattern into detail, but what I want to show you is just when we see these violent spikes in price, right? These very thin bottoms, as I like to call them, where price just jumps up and it's like a pillar in sand and topples over and creates extreme pain for people that got sucked into the rally. I call these rallies guppy rallies because they're easily manipulated rallies from individuals or institutions that manage large amounts of Bitcoin in this case, okay? This happens in lots of markets. This happens in tons of markets. Gold is another market that this happens in continuously, and people are whipsawed around until they're completely beat out of a market. But anyways, we have the same exact thing here. Another long-range bar that ended on a horrible note. Another long-range bar that literally went back to square one. So if you held on and you chased price up, you weren't really down that bad. But these previous ones, you were down pretty horribly if you held on and, at some point got out up there, back to the left of the screen. But anyways, we see the same thing happen here. A long range $1,200 bar. Now, we have not seen a $1,200 single bar form in this market for quite some time. I think we have to go all the way back into the wild and crazy whips that happened in early 2018 to late December of 2017. So this is the first major influx of volume and price action. So you can understand the sentiment is wildly bullish now. I mean, wildly bullish. The sentiment, even on the way down in Bitcoin, has been bullish the entire time. I have heard so many buy the effing dip I've seen so many people say that. I've heard so many people say that. So many YouTube videos, so many just all over social media. Buy the dip, every single dip that's occurred. I know people that are literally liquidating their entire retirement accounts to dump it all into Bitcoin. They're taking their entire paychecks, dumping it into Bitcoin. No matter what I try to tell them, that's not a good idea. No matter what asset you're in, it does not matter whether it's Bitcoin or not. But anyways, they are just wildly bullish to that level, to where they think there is no possible way of this market going lower. And every single time it goes lower, and every single time we see this manipulation. So if I'm sitting here telling you hey, this may not be the bottom, it's not because I'm just some idiot hoping that price is going to go down. It's because we can visually see the repetition of guppy runs in this market. And what these guppy runs do, let me break it down to you. As price rises, traders that are sitting on the sidelines, that are already confused about a market due to the volatility of that market, are chasing price up, right? This is in the market. We call them guppies. A lot of institutional traders will call it dumb money. And, I don't want to sit here and call anybody dumb. That's not the purpose. But they know exactly how to manipulate the markets, and it's very easy because it just boils down to human psychology. And the human psychology behind these runs are nobody wants to be left behind. Everybody wants to be a part of the winning group. That's why people, corral into groups, whether, it doesn't matter what it is, whether it's music, whether it's political views, anything. Everyone wants to feel like they're part of a group. And not only that, you tie in making money with that, people go freaking crazy. Absolutely nuts. People will go nuts for this, especially when they know they can make money. So they can create these, what I like to call just a push bar. It's a long range bar to push the market in the opposite direction, to rip the faces off of people that are long or short. In this case, they were short, and reset the sentiment at the same time. So in this case, though, the market's been pretty bullish still as we've gone down, but what it's done is it's ripped the faces off the retail traders who are in the market short, that are just trying to make a few dollars on this short move. So what this does is, as this spike occurs, like we've seen previously, the spike occurs, it gets those individuals who were short chasing price back up. So the big money can now accumulate a large crowd. They're basically imagine just all the sheep are just running into one little pen, and then the big money's just gonna come in and slaughter all of them in just one swift, because now everybody's completely compact into one little tight range. And you can see that occurring in these areas. You can see people just piling in. Reminds me of there's a zombie movie where all the zombies are piling against the wall with Brad Pitt. I think it's World War Z or something. That's essentially what's going on. Everybody's just piling in. They're pushing. They're like, I want more. I want to become rich. Bam. And we see it multiple times. So if I'm reluctant to say this is the bottom, you have to understand the logical reasoning behind it. You have to understand, I've seen this happen multiple times. I've had almost a decade of experience in the investment world of trading. I've managed money. I've learned from people that have managed insane amounts of money that you can't even comprehend. You can't even comprehend moving $100 billion in trades. It's absolutely just crazy. It's fantasy money. But the thing is that in order to create better positioning, especially for smart institutional money, big buyers, people that are moving hundreds of millions, billions of dollars, they create positioning, and they do that by whipping people around. They do that by preying on just simple human psychology, that nobody wants to be left behind. A large majority of the traders that are in any asset class feel like they have to trade in order to take control of their financial future, because they did not come from money, or they do not have a large capital to work with already. So they're trying to grow their money as fast as they possibly can to outpace inflation and outpace other things, and just to have a good life, which everyone deserves in this world. So the thing is that they'll whip these people back and forth. And what you have in this area when people start shorting is you just have average everyday investors, that are more than likely trading accounts under $500,000. And when they see this move happen, they say, oh crap, I called it wrong. And they chase price back up, and boom, they get hammered into. And what that does is that creates complete chaos in a market. It shakes out as many people as you possibly can, because as price starts to move one way, what you need is a lot of people on the sidelines. So those people are going to jump in and chase price and take price higher. That's how you build demand for a market. It's simple. You build the demand by literally shaking everybody out to the sidelines, or as many people as you possibly can. Right, and everybody's waiting, and they see price going. They're like, oh crap, we're missing it. Boom, and they'll chase it up, and it'll go to levels that price realistically should not go to yet, but it will. And then the bigger, smarter money sees this, and they know that their plan is working, and they just hammer it back down. And we've seen the repetition of the same exact pattern in Bitcoin multiple times. Now, this is the first time we've put in a nice horizontal consolidation base. That is why I'm talking about if price breaks above the 9,200 zone, I'm going to change my bearish stance on Bitcoin, okay? But until then, well, not only do we have to break 9,200, but we have to hold above the 6,400 zone with a higher low. Then I would change my stance from bearish to bullish. It does not mean, so what if I didn't call the bottom? It does not mean anything. Calling the bottom does not mean anything. Participating in a change of trend, which will be a long-term change, and there'll be plenty of money to be made, is way better than hoping and praying you caught the bottom and risking losing a lot of your money. That's insanity. That's absolutely insane. You might have some bragging rights if you call it, but guess what? A lot of those people that try to be bottom buyers end up destroying themselves and beating themselves out, right? You're talking about trading your hard-earned money. Do you really want to guess and gamble? If that's the type of individual or trader you are, investor, there's a high likelihood you're not going to be investing long. But anyways, so that's what I'm looking for. That's the reason why I'm reluctant. That's the reason on why I still have a bearish stance in Bitcoin. That's the reason why I'm not getting hyped up into this, telling everybody, buy it, go crazy, liquidate your retirement account. It's going to the moon. Everybody's become mega rich. I'm just trying to step back and see how price reacts and where the chips fall after this mega move that we have not seen in Bitcoin in a very, very long time, okay? So anyways, that's it. If we break 9,200, I think we're going to start an uptrend. If we do not, and we start to fail in this area, and we fail under that 9,200 zone, okay, and we start to head back down toward the 6,000 range, I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, we're going to burst out 6,000 just as fast as we rose up to this level. All right, it's going to be brutal. It's going to be swift. And this was just another guppy rally to create positioning for big money to liquidate their positions and take on the short side to make even more money to recoup losses if they even have any in this market, okay? You see the influx of media articles. Everything is going to 250, 1 million Bitcoin, whatever. This is intentional. This is absolutely intentional. The media is used across all asset classes, right? I shouldn't even talk about it. Probably get my videos banned. But anyways, the media is used to deceive the retail traders. The retail traders make a majority of the market because they're running in and out. Like, not a majority necessarily as in like money, but a majority as in active buyers. So you have a bunch of little people running in, and you can push them around very easily, especially if you know the basics of just human psychology, and you can see what's going on the chart. You can read the chart. You can understand where to create buys, where to rip out stops, and so forth. There's other data streams they can pull to know exactly where the stops are. They can see it visually, and they can just blow them out, reverse markets, blah, blah, blah. But the media is out there hyping up Bitcoin like I've never seen. And they come up with this $250,000 million Bitcoin. That's absolutely insanity to even come up with those figures. When markets take hits and markets are in a downtrend, you do not see crap like that. The fact that we're even seeing that just shows the deception that is going on in this market. You can take from it what you want. You can call me a conspiracy theorist, whatever. I've been doing this for a very long time. I've seen so much stuff. It's ridiculous. And I can tell you that's exactly what is going on in the cryptocurrency market. There is tons of pumping and dumping, and the media is extremely responsible for it, especially with attracting people that have no idea of investing, and they're relatively new. And the media is hyping this up, and they're disseminating articles that are telling people that this is going to be the easiest money of their life, and they are going to become mega rich as long as they dump their entire, savings into this, their home, etc., blah, 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 whatever. So if you don't see that, I'm really sorry, but that's the truth. That's what's occurring out there. That's what we see happening out there. All right. I'm not calling for the demise of Bitcoin. I'm just telling everybody to just be mindful of what's occurring in this market. Be mindful of the overall trend. Yes, we're changing slopes. Yes, we're changing frequencies. But we still have some milestones to beat out before the market truly does change, okay? And if everybody's screaming it's going to the moon, where's the path of least resistance? The opposite way. It works in all markets. That little bit of information, I can pretty much guarantee will improve your chances of making smarter decisions in the future, right? It's not investment advice. Take it for what you want. But if you can just step back and focus on the simple things I talk about in these free videos, then you will take a lot away, and it will completely change your perspective. It'll allow you to remove the emotions of trading and to have the patience to wait for opportunities that can lead to big outcomes, okay? Very big outcomes, all right? I don't like to talk about my trades, but I did a couple options trades, or I have quite a few options trades out there, but in the stock market, and I made some really, really good money on them because I saw the opportunity being created, especially by the media, in the stock market. So when I say they're there to deceive you, they're there to deceive you. And the smart money, the institutional buyers, the big money, the people who are moving insane amounts of money know this. Not a single one of them. You're not going to walk into an office of any institutional trader that is extremely successful, or even just a private trader themselves, and you're going to see the freaking media on. You're not going to see that. You're not going to see newspapers. You're not going to see none of that crap. If they have it, it's there for show. That's it, because clients call you up and they say, did you see this? Did you see that? And you say, yeah, I did, blah, blah, blah. And you pull up the article on your screen, you read it real quick while you're talking to them. And you're like, yeah. And then you just, talk about it. And you basically BS your way through it. But as soon as you're done with that conversation, that article is X out of, and that's it. And you don't pay attention to that because that's not what's truly going on. What's truly going on in the market is what's unfolding here. This is it. This is all you need. You come up with your own forms of analysis. You come up with what works for you. But everything else is noise, okay? Yes, there are factors in the world that can drastically move a market, okay? I'm not saying to ignore all that. If a terrorist attack happens or something wild and crazy, aliens land tomorrow, the markets are going to go absolutely crazy. All markets will go crazy. But, so when you have crazy factors like that, be mindful of those. But the thing is that if everything is screaming up, what is the path of least resistance? All right. I know the video is long. I know there's people out there. I don't care about the people that dropped off. I care about the people that are hanging on, listening. I hope that you can take that simple thing away and you can apply it in the future to your own investing and to other things too. Outside of that, just be able to stand back, see where everybody's pushing. If everybody's pushing against one door, do you want to go to that door? If you're trying to escape a building on fire and everyone's going out the front door, do you want to go out the front door, or would you rather just go to the back door and walk right out, not get trampled on? So just think about that. Just think about simple things like that. Quit trying to make it so complicated. Quit trying to have 1,000 different indicators, 15 different news streams going on, and driving yourself insane. Make it simple. Keep it simple. Find what works for you and take that and continue to make money with that, okay? So anyways, I'm sorry for dragging it out. I just want to explain. I know I have a core audience on my social media accounts that want to learn, that truly want to learn, people that want to change their lives and do that. And I hope that this free information is enough to at least get you right, set in the right direction. Like I said, it's not investment advice, but take from it from what you want. I'm going to try to share as much of my knowledge as possible to help as many people as possible, and that's it. I don't care to become famous. I don't care to have 1 trillion subscribers or whatever people aspire. I've done well for myself, and I'm just trying to help people understand markets, understand market structure, and the basics behind investing. Right? If you want to learn more, I do have a site, geometriccharts.com. You can visit my social media links at the bottom. I have a free Slack channel that I highly advise anyone interested in cryptocurrency joining. It's absolutely free. Over 200 members. Everybody's extremely friendly. Everybody shares their opinions. Everybody shares, their charts, news, etc. So it's just a nice community to be a part of people who are interested in something similar and are also there to help guide you, especially if you have questions with exchanges, trading, etc. It's just a nice area to be a part of. It's hard to establish a community like that on like YouTube, for example, or Twitter or anything like that. It's just a nice medium to talk with other like-minded people in the market that are trading, that have a history of trading cryptocurrencies. Some are new as well too, so you got a nice wide variety of people from all over the world, so chances are there's somebody up in your time zone. But anyways, that's it for tonight. I hope everybody enjoys the video. It's a very long-winded video, but I really have to drive some things home. I really have to explain my stance, my logical reasoning on why I'm calling for these certain things, so people don't think that I'm just hoping that it happens. But anyways, I thank you for your time. I thank you for your support. If you've hung in through the entire video, I really, really thank you for your time. And hopefully you found value in this video, and if you did, please like, subscribe, follow, share it. Visit my site, geometriccharts.com, to find my other social media links as well as a Slack channel, and I will talk to everybody tomorrow.